Daignault is there. They're going to have to foul quickly. And it looks as if the Bears are going to call off the Dogs. Well, Washington University St. Louis, they've won 5 national titles, but they're going to have to move over. There's a new champion on the block. The Lord Jeffs of Amherst will etch their name on the banner for the first time. They are the 2011 Division III Women's Basketball Championship. Defensively minded, they get it done. Maria, what an impressive weekend performance.
Absolutely, by Amherst. They came in here, no questions, believing that they were the number team in the nation, and they have just proved it tonight and did it all with defense and rebounding and hard work on the court.
Good afternoon, Mammoth faithful, and welcome to the celebration of the 10-year anniversary of the first national title in the history of Amherst women's basketball. That national title coming in 2011. We got a little highlight package cut together for you of the championship game, but we want to give you a little recap of the season first. The Mammoths were 32-1 in 2010-11 with a 9-0 NESCAC record. They were NESCAC champions for the third time in the previous 4 seasons, and you saw the NCAA tournament schedule there at the bottom. The road they took to this national championship tilt against the Washington University Bears. A little history for you. Washington University had defeated Amherst in the Final Four in the previous 2 seasons and had gone on to win the national championship in the year prior to this. So trying to go back-to-back and defend their national championship crown. We got about a 15-minute highlight package cut together of the national title game for you. My name is Nick Sullivan. I'm the current Hitchcock Fellow in the Amherst Athletic Department. I'll be along to give you a little history, some tidbits, and facts. But without further ado, let's get to the basketball. First possession, Amherst going to work with senior Sarah Lehman, number 32. Amherst had some great ball movement all afternoon long. They go to Lehman, and she's going to find the cutting Kim Fiorentino. For Amherst's first bucket of the game, Fiorentino had 10 points and 8 rebounds, as well as 2 made threes on the afternoon. The other way, Wash U gets their first bucket from number 21, Hannah Cusworth. She had 5 points on the night, only took 2 shots, but was able to get that one to go. Amherst prided themselves, and still do, on their defense. And you see there the block from Kim Fiorentino setting the tone early. Amherst is going to make a slew of phenomenal defensive plays throughout this game. And you'll hear from Coach Gramacki at the end about how much they value defense, specifically in this season. Fiorentino continues her hot start, steps in here, makes a 3 to give Amherst the 5-3 lead. She was 2 for 3 on the afternoon from 3, and that one was true from the right wing. Amherst on the attack. They're going to start with a little bit of a run to open up the game here. Wash U struggled to score in the early going, shooting only 26% from the floor in the first half. But as you see right there, Jackie Renner, number 12, is able to hit the elbow jumper. Back down the other way, Wash U had slow, methodical offensive possessions. And there you see the stingy Amherst defense once again creating opportunities for themselves. They come back down the other way, and the consensus National Player of the Year, senior J.C. Daignault, with the rebound and the putback. Daignault had 9 points, 8 rebounds, and 2 blocks in the national title game, and was huge on the defensive side of the ball, which you'll see a little later. Her classmate Kristen Dunleavy right there, knocking down a 3. Her only 3 points of the game, but played a huge role coming off the bench. And she Daignault with a 3 there. This is the little run that Amherst went on at the beginning of the game. Would open up a 17-7 advantage. You can see the defensive pressure and focus on Daignault. Renner is able to cut and hit the runner in the lane. Amherst still looking for more buckets, looking to push the lead. It was a low-scoring affair in the first half. Gets much more back and forth in the second, which you'll see. But again, the defensive pressure on Daignault was tough all game long, and Wash U seemed to really have a focus on her on the defensive side of the ball. But Amherst found other ways to score. Lem Atanga McCormick for 3 here, knocks it down. One of her 2 made threes on the night. She had 9 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 blocks. Was absolutely huge off the bench for the Mammoths as they open up this 17-7. Now 17-8 after Wash U had made a couple free throws, and back the other way comes Kim Fiorentino. Great hezzy, goes to the rim just to show you how tough this game was, how hard fought. Everybody fighting for the ball. That would be a tie-up that would go Wash U possession. It was a hard-fought game, very defensive in the first half, and then the scoring opened up in the second. Wash U mounted a comeback here. As you see, Brianne Monahan is going to get the rebound and finish the follow. 17-12 now as the Wash U fans are getting into it. It was definitely a pro Wash U crowd, a shorter drive for them to the campus of Illinois Wesleyan, and they tried to support the Bears as much as they possibly could. The play you just saw there, JC Dagenhart doing it on the defensive end, getting a steal, calling timeout, and switching possession back to Amherst, who ended up with this look from Caroline Stedman, a couple feet behind the three-point line, bottom of the net, makes it 20-14 Mammoths with about 2 minutes to go in the first half. The Bears come back down looking to respond. Amherst defense so good in both halves, and you'll see how defense can get turned into offense right here. A great contest, and Caroline Stedman is out on the run, left hand on the break. Stedman scored 7 points in quick succession to end the half to give Amherst a 4-point lead at the break. Washington U is going to hit a shot late, but you'll see one more Stedman take to the rim, this time the right hand on the left side of the basket. Stedman had 19 points on the night, and we'll give you the first half stats here in a little bit. She had a huge first half as well. This is the Wash U shot I just mentioned, a 3 from the corner to make it 24-20, which would be the halftime score. As we take a look at the first half stats, obviously Amherst with a bit of an advantage shooting-wise, especially from 3, which would be a huge story in this game. And Caroline Stedman, 7 points, 3 of 6, 1 made 3. So here we go to the second half, and Wash U is going to start out hot. A 3 there from their main star, Catherine Berger. She had 11 points and 10 rebounds. A few possessions later, they have a chance, and they take the lead. That's number 2, Alex Hoover. She had 7 points, 4 rebounds, and 9 assists. Wash U up 2 at this juncture, but Amherst would never shy away in the second half, always came with a response, and this time it was Stedman. Another 3, her second made 3 of the night. The Amherst crowd is into it, and they retake a 1-point lead. Wash U comes right back down, and it's Hoover to Hoover. Her sister, Danny Hoover, scores the layup, 13 points and 3 rebounds for Danny on the night, as the Hoover sisters combined for 20 of Washington U's 55 points. Here goes Dagenhart. Back to work. A great hustle play to tip it out to number 33, Shannon Finucane. One of her 2 made 3s on the evening. She had 6 points, and back the other way, Jackie Renner is able to force the tie-up that becomes Amherst possession. They go into the half court, and JC Dagenhart goes to work, extending the Amherst lead to 3 and making a beautiful defensive play on the other end to give Amherst the ball back. It was some of those key defensive plays that flipped possession that Amherst really used to gain momentum in this game, and then they would go into half-court sets like this and really move the ball around, all 5 players getting involved on this specific possession, and you end up with another Shannon Finucane 3. Cash from the left wing gives Amherst a 6-point lead at the time. Wash U would get a couple free throws. Under 10 minutes to go now in the second half, and Caroline Stedman, 2 of her 19, 8 of 16 from the floor on the night. The left-hand little floater game there to give the Mammoths a 4-point lead. Wash U, this was kind of the last big response they would have. You're going to see a little jumper from the short porch by Danny Hoover. She led with 13 points for Wash U, as I mentioned earlier, and a lot of her points came in the second half, which you'll see as Wash U tries to fight back down the stretch. But Amherst stayed with their game plan, played tough D as the Wash U crowd tried to cheer on their team, their defending national champions, the senior. Sarah Lehman gets the follow and the putback, extends Amherst's lead to 3, and this would be the final tie of the game after this nice move by Alex Hoover, the 3, and Brianne Monahan is good. Off the bench with 12 points for Brianne Monahan, 2 of 4 from 3-point range. This is the real back-and-forth game I was mentioning earlier, fast-paced, some turnovers, some offensive fouls later that would make it even more kind of crazy and fast-paced, but Caroline Stedman gives Amherst what would become the lead for good. We're going to get a second look at that one, the little floater in the lane, some great shot making from Stedman all game in this one. And here come the big moments for Amherst down the stretch. You start to talk about those championship moments, a couple right here. Lem Atanga McCormick for 3 from the right wing. Get another look at that one. A big shot gives Amherst a 5-point lead with just about 7 minutes to go. The next possession, come back down. Jackie Renner running things, cross-court pass, and Stedman is true from the 3-point line once again. 7-point Amherst lead. You start to do the math. 7 points, 6 minutes to go. Timeout, Wash U, all the momentum on the Amherst side despite the Wash U advantage in the crowd. You get another look at that one. Stedman knocks it down, clearly pumped up. Amherst is as close as they've ever been to their first national title. And Fiorentino gives the Mammoth faithful a little more to cheer about, goes to the left-hand scoop layup, is good. The Amherst bench is into it. WashU would mount a bit of a comeback, but never really got it to within one possession. You see the breakaway layup here by number 4, Catherine Berger, off the steal on the other end. The WashU crowd was trying to cheer their players back into it. Obviously, tight games down the stretch, high intensity, trying to defend a national championship, but Amherst was ready for the moment. And these are those championship moments that I referred to earlier. Amherst in the half court once again, probing, looking for the best shot. Jackie Renner is going to get to the line, a big play, considering the momentum that had swung a little bit in the Bears' favor. She hits both free throws down the other end. A great opportunity there, a little bit of a blown layup by Alex Hoover. But Amherst collects the board, and this is one of those big plays. Jackie Renner is going to speed down the court and find Fiorentino open in the corner for the 10-point Mammoths lead. In the national title game with just about 4 minutes to go, Amherst up double digits, and a little more to cheer about right here. This possession, Renner was great with the ball, running the offense all night long. Stedman attacks, and Lem Atanga McCormick collects the rebound, the hoop, and the harm. Jubilation from the Amherst sideline. Coach Gramacki is pumped up with the free throw. Amherst would go up 13, 57-44. Take another look here as Atanga McCormick fights for the board, tips it to herself, and puts in the layup off glass. Fiorentino jumps into her arms. A great moment there towards the end of the game for Amherst. Now here is where Wash U continues to fight. Danny Hoover hits a 3 from the corner right there. That was after a bit of a turnover from Amherst, but Caroline Stedman finds a hole in the Bears' transition defense and goes coast to coast off the inbound for the bucket. Amherst up 10, just over a minute to go. JC Dagenal free throws down the stretch, so big, rattles around, and drops in almost as if fate was on the Mammoths' side. She hit the second one right here to make it 61-49, and the Mammoths could taste how close the national title was. WashU had a little more fight in them. Danny Hoover hits one more 3, timeout. They were trying to foul, get steals, but Amherst was able to hit their free throws down the stretch, take care of the basketball, and win their first national title. This is kind of the final possession for WashU as they make one more 3, one more timeout. But as you'll see here, Coach Gramacki begins to realize that the title is theirs. This is the clip that you saw at the beginning of this video as JC Dagenhart passes the timeline and the Amherst bench starts to realize that they are the national champions in Division III women's basketball. A great celebratory moment here on the campus of Illinois Wesleyan. The Amherst fans who traveled all the way from Amherst, Mass, joining in on the celebration. Amherst had been so close the previous 2 years, making it to the national semifinal, and this time they get it done, winning the national championship. Coach Kromacki's first in his career, caps off a record for the class of 2011 at 120-9, at the time the highest win total for one team in any 4-year span in the history of Division III women's basketball. As you see Coach Kromacki raising the trophy and getting a big hug from his players. Also a record, the 129th game played for Sarah Lehman, number 32, the most games in a career at the Division III level. So Amherst not only winning the national title, but also making history here on the campus of Illinois Wesleyan as they go and greet the Mammoth faithful, parents in the crowd, members of the Amherst Athletic Department, all on site to watch the national championship 2011 women's basketball team. We're going to go down here to a couple post-game interviews with Caroline Stedman, who had 19 points and was named most outstanding player in the NCAA tournament, and Coach G.P. Kromacki.
It's unbelievable right now. We've been working so hard all year, and it just feels so good. I'm so happy for our seniors right now.
And you were a big part of that role. I mean, it seems like you were able to take it over, especially on offense. What was going through your head when you knew you guys needed a run?
I mean, I kind of started off a little slow today, and coach was like, just keep going, you got your shots. I just kept driving, my teammates were finding me, and they went in.
Well, more importantly, you guys did a great job on defense. I mean, really holding them to a record low. How did you guys manage to pull that off?
We really pride ourselves in our defense, and I just think that's something we've been focusing on all year, and we just, did it one more time.
All right, well, again, congratulations. Go celebrate some more with your team. You're welcome. Getting Coach over here. Coach, congratulations. I have to start by saying, how does it feel walking away knowing you're the champion today?
It's unbelievable. You never think it's going to happen, and you come so close, and give WashU a lot of credit. They fought to the end, and my kids just hung tough and made the plays when they needed to.
More importantly, it seemed like you guys put on a great defensive effort, really only holding them to 55 points. How important was that for your squad?
That's what we take pride in, our defense. So they came through for us when we needed it.
Absolutely. Congratulations, Coach. Go and enjoy. Yeah, you're welcome.
Mammoth fans, thanks so much for tuning in to this 10-year anniversary game cut down for the 2011 Women's Basketball National Championship team. We do have some footage of the team cutting down the nets here, as well as celebrating a little bit more. So we hope you enjoyed that. Thanks so much for tuning in. For the Amherst Athletics Department, this is Nick Sullivan, signing off.